All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. We're going to get this rolling. Big thank you to Victoria for coming to do this wonderful presentation for part 2 on using TikTok to increase revenue and everything you need to know to get started. Just a little bit of housekeeping. We will be recording. So if you do not wish to be part of the recording, feel free to turn off your camera. We do ask, though, that during the presentation, you keep yourself muted. But during the question period, you are more than welcome to unmute yourself. If you're not comfortable doing that, feel free to put your questions in the chat and I can relay it to Victoria and take it away.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. So I am Victoria, and then this is part 2 of everything we need to know about TikTok and how to increase revenue. So let's share this and let's get this going. Okay, so it looks like last time we were talking about making videos. So at any point, if anyone has any questions, feel free to leave it in the chat down below. I believe it was Brenda last time that had asked about different ways to boost videos and engagement for those videos. So we'll definitely get into that. I just wrote myself a little note in the corner. I don't know if you can see the Zoom window, but it's there on my screen. So anyhow, okay. So in this, so creator accounts, again, are mostly for smaller businesses. Because you don't have to pay money to put advertisements or anything like that out there, right? With business accounts, it's really great if, say you're looking to go international, or if, you're a bigger business that wants to like solely focus on, say, like selling something online, like more e-commerce focused, and you want to be able to, reach mass amounts of people. I would say like a business account is good for that. But the nice thing is that for creator accounts, they're wonderful for small businesses, because when like if you were here for part 1, we more or less discussed that when you have your page, and if you go and like everything that's within your own niche, TikTok is now going to understand that you're most likely going to post something very similar, right? So you end up getting matched directly to your audience, and you might even end up finding demographics of customers that you may not necessarily notice to begin with, right? It'll always be people who like what you like and what you post, and so it makes it quite easy. So getting into opening an account. So what's really important about TikTok is that it is really a science. So your first 5 videos are going to be the most important to post, and then depending on how well those videos post, it kind of determines how good your account is going to be initially pushed out right away. Because you can literally go on TikTok, and if you make your very first video something that can very easily go viral, so something, say, under 7 seconds, where somebody will watch it twice, well, you get bonuses and boosts for having a high watch through rate. And then you also get bonuses for how many people engage in it, right? So you could post your first video and you could very easily get, 10,000 to 10,000 plus people see your video right away, right? So when you go and post your first videos, depending on what you see, the amount of like views, and this we'll get into that a little bit later, but you'll be able to tell if your account is going to be successful or not right off the bat. So if it's not good, you can toss it in the trash. Now there is a thing where TikTok will be able to check, say your IP address. More or less, they know what internet connection that you're using. So what I always recommend is that people use a VPN. So there's a whole bunch out there. If you don't have one, definitely get one. And they make like a few accounts. So what happens is that if your first 5 videos on the first account doesn't work out, you can just delete that account and start on one of the new accounts, and that's going to help you be able to get the most exposure right off the bat, so that your videos most likely will just continue going to a bigger and bigger audience every single time you post, right? So it'll give you time to play around with what works, what doesn't work. And yeah, so the other important thing too is that TikTok Live, once you get to 1,000 followers, you unlock something called TikTok Live, where you can go live and, you can do whatever you're already doing in your business. You can interact with your customers, get to know them, ask them for what type of things that they would like you to create for your business, or, to really get engaged, because TikTok is the best possible way where your audience will start feeling like they're your friend, right? So they'll take your advice personally. They'll be more likely to buy whatever service or product or course that you're going to sell, because they can it's so interactive between the creator and the person, right? So what happens is that if you go on TikTok Live, it's very sensitive. TikTok, their algorithms scan everything that's in your video, everything that is said, everything that is done. And if TikTok thinks, even just thinks that there's one thing that's wrong in the video, whether it be, like a shirt or something weird going on in the background, or if it's like a noise that sounds like it's like a vape, or if they think that your cup contains alcohol, like any of those kinds of things, like they'll instantly block the account, they'll shadow ban you. And then you have to wait until you go through the approval process to get unshadow banned and or like unbanned from TikTok Live. So if you have multiple accounts, your follow or like whoever is visiting on your page, they'll know where to find you. So if one account gets axed, you can just go to the other one until the appeal on the first account goes through. So I highly recommend making a few different accounts and then just toss on a VPN so TikTok doesn't know that you have multiple accounts, right? Because what happens is that there's a lot of spam companies out there who will make all these accounts, but then they'll steal, copyrighted, videos, what have you, and then post it on TikTok. Obviously not good for TikTok. So they don't like it if anything that you can do to mimic a computer, we definitely don't want that. So I recommend it this way. So making videos on TikTok, what's really interesting about this, so this is the For You page. This is the very first thing that you open up when you see TikTok. Now, TikTok picks the content for you. It's not like any other social media app where you kind of have to hunt it down or search for it. TikTok decides what it thinks that you're going to like best, and it's only going to give you that kind of stuff, right? So, but that goes two ways. So whatever your business is, you can make content about something very similar and then just add in little incorporations about your business, and it'll be matched directly to people who are interested in exactly that same thing, right? So this is, for example, what shows up on mine. Like, TikTok knows that I like yarn, I like people making homemade crafts, that I appreciate small businesses. I enjoy people watching rug making, that I like all the different colors and textures. Something that, I prefer more quiet type of videos where they're not like overstimulating or loud. So it picks up on all these tiny details, and is like, hey, Victoria likes exactly this video, so we're going to give Victoria exactly that, right? So the thing is with captions and hashtags, they are important for the first couple of videos that you do, but eventually as your account gets established, more or less, TikTok, again, they more focus giving the content towards what is actually in the video, right? So if you're posting TikTok videos and it's going good, then just keep making similar videos, right? Just like slightly different or showing new different projects or whatever you're working on, right? And your account will continue to do good. So hashtags don't really, they do take a part in the beginning, but not so much once TikTok is like fully sure that they know what you like to post, right? So there are a few other pages on TikTok. We have the following feed. So anyone that you follow on TikTok, they've also actually added a new category at the bottom for friends. So anyone that you're mutually friends with on TikTok, it has its own separate feed. And yeah, so it's very simple to use. Do people use the Discover page? Sometimes, but TikTok's so specific with what it thinks that you like that, it's there's no reason to really get off of the For You page. So, and yeah, so, okay, so this is your profile page. So what's very, very important is that before you have 1,000 followers, you don't have the ability to link your website. So if you have a creator account, if you try and put what your website is, when you're under that 1,000 followers, it'll now switch you over to a business account, which is not so great, right? Because you don't want to have to pay for ads when you know that your target audience will be matched to you. Creator accounts, 100% fine for like 99% of people, right? So it's fairly easy when it comes to how it actually looks. So this is my beautiful friend Summer, because I'm an introvert at heart, and I was like, I'm gonna feel weird if I post my own stuff, so I'm just gonna she volunteered to let me use her. But anything on your profile page, just at the very beginning, like no mention of like, pricing, don't put dollar signs or try and put a website, but make sure that whatever your profile description is, because this is one of the very first things that you can do, make sure that is very specific to what you do. So we had, say, oops, accidentally got closed. Yeah, there we go. Say we had, okay, nutrition for kids. So, for Carmen, like, hi, I'm Carmen, and, you can slide in you have to be a little creative on how to slide in your business name, but I like to do, nutrition for kids, or why you're inspired to do it, and you can put it in your profile description, because again, it'll help TikTok know you, so it can match you more closely to the people that are looking for the same thing, right? Same thing with Tracy. Hey, I love landscaping. I do consultation and designing, and specialized in the horticultural, right? You can literally put that one. You'll be fine with that. And then yeah, for Brenda, same thing. Like I'm Brenda, medicine song woman, like, all those kinds of things, those will be completely fine. I would just avoid saying, hey, this is my business, here's my website, until you have 1,000 followers, because after 1,000 followers, TikTok doesn't care, right? Again, they want to make it, what makes TikTok so unique is that they thrive off of engagement, and they want people to be able to actually interact. So they don't want to see things that, potentially could be, like a spammer, or somebody just making accounts constantly to try and be like, oh, go to, xyzcasino.com, right? Like, they try and avoid that stuff. So I think that's why that they put the, or they don't let people unlock the stuff until 1,000 followers. So yeah, so if you do get switched to a business account, it's not the worst. Like, eventually, once you do get like higher up in followers, it might be worth it to have a business account. Like, if you do eventually want to, put advertisements out there for specific type products. But again, for myself, what I've seen on TikTok, I would recommend that for people who are focused on e-commerce, or if you had a spiritual connection. Oh yeah, Brenda, that's perfect. And yeah, so more for like e-commerce, or if you sell something, or if say you end up writing a course and selling that, those are really great ways to push it out there with ads. But yeah, TikTok is very easy. It's very easy. So okay, so when it comes to actually creating videos, there's a bunch of different tools, which is fantastic. So TikTok, they also prefer quality over quantity. So if we post too many videos a day, they're not going to like that, and they're going to think it's a spam account, right? So what I've seen, and what I seem to see that other people see, is that kind of 5 videos are really kind of like the top limit for the amount of videos that you want to do in a day, preferably anything under 3. And then the things that you have to keep in mind is that what allows your videos to go viral is how long people have watched it, how many times they've played it through. So if every single person watches it like all the way through, it gets a 100% boost to now push it up into a higher tier of views, right? And then if everyone watches it twice, then you get a 200% boost. That again will now put it into the point where it's most likely going to go viral with several million views, right? The other limit with that is anything that's under like the top tier of like absolutely going viral, like well over 1 million, you have to have a 40% engagement rate to go into that highest bracket. Anything under that, it only requires 10%. Now, there's a little bit of difference. Like if you want to jump from say 10,000 views up into a few 100,000, the difference there would be how fast your videos get liked. But I mean, that's really one of those things that, if your first couple of videos are really great, okay, well then you're golden. Your videos are going to be put out to several 100,000 people every time, right? But if you want to build your account over time, eventually you'll get to that point where your followers are actually going to watch that video the whole entire time up, and then you'll slowly increase those views into those next categories. Just instead of having to have one good video and then jump up, you can just build that part over time. So yeah, so there's different video effects. If you want to, there's like face filters, some goofy things you can get on trends if you want to. But again, with TikTok, because it's so specific to, whatever you watch and what, they think that other people watch. Do you have to get onto the top trends of, do you like, okay, this hashtag's trending. Do I have to make videos for that? Well, yes and no, right? Because if there's already, say several million videos posted under that hashtag, is yours going to be seen? Right? Maybe not. Like it really depends who you want to target with that. So I don't necessarily think that it's a must, but it's your account. You can play around with it and see what works and what doesn't work, right? So also too, with the first 5 videos, what's very important is that I definitely recommend making those videos in the app itself. Because if TikTok thinks that you've taken it from another website and put it on here, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, is this a scammer, right? Like, or is this somebody that's just reposting content? We don't want that. So eventually, yeah, TikTok seems to just be a little more relaxed about it. After they can verify, you've been on there for a few weeks and you're actually liking content, and then you're posting content. Then they seem fine with it. Like, you can toss it and splice, make your videos like nicer. But you can do all that stuff, and you won't get penalized for it. But those, yeah, again, those first videos, super, super important. And you do want to keep them quite short at the beginning, just to get that playthrough rate up. Because if your very first video is, like 3 minutes long, and is like, if TikTok is still trying to figure out who watches your videos, it's going to send it to people that are outside of your niche. And with that, they might not watch it the whole way, and it's not going to let your account go big quicker, like quick. So hopefully that makes any sense. But yeah, so for content management, there's a little bit of a difference between creator accounts and business accounts, depending. So with business accounts, you can do schedule posts, so you can set it for whatever time that you would like it to be posted at, whereas creator accounts have a draft folder. So you can, like for myself, like I would spend, say, a Sunday, and I'd make a couple of videos and then just release them whenever throughout the month, right? You don't necessarily have to do schedule posts unless that's easier for you. But depending on, if most of you have websites, most websites do have the ability to do the posting for you on, say, Facebook and Instagram. So you don't have to worry about manually posting on TikTok. Yeah, so many in the draft folder. Yeah, I feel that. So this is the next screen. So after you take your little clips, this is the next screen that you see here. So you can post to stories very much similar, like Facebook or Instagram, or you can post it to your page, right? But you'll see at the very top there the add sound. So what'll happen is, if you click that, it'll show you what recommended sounds are going on. So this is where, most people on the app, this is the stuff that they're using. But my recommendation is to see what sounds are trending within your own For You page, because if you're liking videos that are within your niche, right, you already know what type of music people within your niche are already listening to, right? So if say, for example, like, I read tarot cards and I have an e-commerce website with that. If I go and posted a video with like Emo Girl by Machine Gun Kelly, it's going to send to a whole different demographic of people that aren't necessarily watching my videos. So, I recommend, looking through your For You page, seeing what videos or what music keeps popping up as you're scrolling through it, save those sounds, and then add those to your videos instead. So it will help, increase engagement. So anyone who does seem to like watch whatever sound that is over and over and over, they're going to keep getting recommended more videos of that. So you have a higher chance of having your video seen within, like, by adding those types of sounds. But yeah, so definitely recommend just find the ones that are trending within your own For You page, and you'll further be directed to more of your audience. Also, too, another nice point is that when you do get to the second screen, that they do have auto captions. So TikTok definitely puts out more content if your videos have captions in it, because they do scan all your videos. They will auto caption it for you. You just gotta press a button. And there's an option on this page to do it, and on the next one as well, and which I have here. Yeah, so okay, so the one on the left where it says post, this is what you'll see after you actually like save your video. You can describe it, add your hashtags, at your friends if you have anybody that was in the video with you. If you're doing a collab, you can add a link. So say you're making a recipe for let's see, Curran. I don't know if you use other people's recipes or if you do your own, but you do have the ability to link stuff like, oh, this is from like recipes.com, and you can link that recipe on your video. Can you do that with personal websites? I'm not sure, because I haven't tried, but it would be awesome if you could. You might be able to, right? Most likely. But yeah, you can select who can watch the video, you can allow comments, and then there's two different options. There's duet and stitch. So what happens with stitch, if you leave like an open-ended question at the very beginning of your video, and then say you share like a nice story, right? People can take your video and they can use the front part of your video and then finish off your video on their own, and they'll go to their page, right? So again, it just allows a lot of interaction between you and the people that you're looking to target, right? And it's the same thing with the duet. People can come and they can react to whatever you're posting. So, you know, for our landscaping friend, you know, that's perfect because, you know, people, I see people reacting to like house flips or, you know, pool building or all sorts of things all of the time. Or same with any kind of feel good stories or all that kind of stuff. Like people love to feel included in the content that they're watching. It just really works out. It's a very, very social platform. So what's nice here too is that with TikTok, it does give you the option to share it on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and is Twitter one of them? I can't remember. But it's better to share from TikTok to these other places because TikTok will penalize if, say, you post on Instagram Reels and then you bring it to TikTok. They don't like that, right? So if you post on TikTok and then you want to share to the others, you can absolutely do that. I don't think I've ever seen Facebook or Instagram penalized for those kinds of things. But with those platforms anyways, engagement rates are so low for businesses as a general, you know, overview of things that it's better to put it on the like TikTok where, you know, your audience is going to interact with it versus one that you might have to pay to boost on say Facebook or Instagram. So again, also here, if you do press more options like under this post menu, it opens up the second portion where it's, you know, the more options, and then you can allow the auto-generated captions. So if you do forget it in the previous section, you can do it in this next part, which is great. So you definitely want to add that. You know, the community on TikTok is very friendly. They want very inclusive, you know, to be able to allow, you know, members of the seeing impaired community to be able to feel engaged in content, very super important, and it's definitely going to help you out with your content. And so what'll happen too on TikTok, which is interesting, is that, say for example, okay, let me look. Okay, so Brenda does spirituality stuff. Like Brenda, if you, depending if you, I don't know if you like read oracle cards for people, but you can work, say, with the oracle companies like who make the cards, and you can work with them, and then you can then create branded content. Or say for Tracy, all your tools, all of your, you know, whatever companies that you're using for landscaping, you can reach out to those companies and then create sponsor content with that. Same with Carmen, like if you use any like, you know, cookie cutter shapes or like making anything kind of cute, even if it's just for video content, you can contact those companies to be able to work with them. So what's interesting is that TikTok does have this ability for business accounts to do something called a spark ad. So if you're ever on TikTok, and you might have even seen this on Instagram or Facebook, but they'll be like, oh, you know, TikTok made me buy it, or, you know, Amazon hacks that you didn't know that you needed, right? Like little items. But what those actually are, they're a type of advertisement. So they take real people, real creators, right? And they say to them, hey, make a video with this product, and we're going to pay you to boost your video so that your account gets more views, but we're also going to pay you because you used our product. Because people trust people that are on TikTok. So anything that you use in your videos that, you know, say you don't necessarily produce, but you work with, reach out to those companies. They always help. Like I've done this with, you know, different types of crystals. I've done this with the tarot cards. I've done this with my ring lights. I've done it with all sorts of stuff. And if they're actually paying you, you know, a decent sum to be able to do one of these advertisements, say such as a spark ad, you will have to disclose that it's branded content. But things where it's affiliate marketing, as far as I understand, you don't have to. It's good too though, because I mean, people respect transparency as a general whole. So I do, or as a general practice. So I do recommend doing that anyways. And yeah, so it's fairly easy, fairly easy. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more, a deeper detail about the algorithm. So now that you made your video, you picked your sounds, you let the algorithm know exactly who you are, what you like, and who you want to be matched to, and you're starting to find your demographic. This is how you're going to know if your videos are doing well. So when you post a video, your first 2 hours, this is where TikTok, they take a test batch, they send it to a small amount of people to determine, is this video good or is it not good, right? So if you see that your video has under 150 views, it's probably not doing good. So you can then take a look at your video. We'll go into deeper detail on a few of the other slides, but you can take a deeper look at the video being like, what went wrong? Is my camera fuzzy? Is my lighting bad? Is there lots of background noise? Did I not have like enough audio content, or maybe my visuals weren't that appealing? Like, you can literally pull it apart. Like, TikTok is oddly a science that you can kind of mess around with. So in those first 5 videos, you can see exactly how well it's doing. So in the first section, they post it to whoever your followers are, depending on how quickly that they go, or like they like your video, or if they watch it all the way through, you'll be automatically put into the next tier where they'll send it. And now these are kind of rough numbers from what I've noticed and what I've found that other people have noticed as well, but they'll send it to your followers and an additional 300 to 500 people. So these are random people that you didn't even know, like, and you're not paying for them. They're just there to watch your content, right? So again, if you get, over 10% engagement within this, then you'll be pushed into the next one, right? And now, so the difference between where you'll see tier 2 and tier 3 here is how quickly people watch your videos, and then how I guess, like, if your content is within the same kind of category every time, because TikTok does like consistency. They want to make sure that you're the same person, that you're posting regularly, that you didn't take 3 weeks off and change into a whole different person, right? Because they'll slow down your account for a little bit until they get to know again what you like, right? But here, if you start seeing where you get your followers and the additional 1,000 to 5,000 new viewers, right, you'll know exactly what it is, where the cap off is. So you could take a look at that video and be like, okay, so what went well, right? Because I mean, that's a lot of new people, because for every video that you post, these are going to be still new people within that, right? So every single time you can look, what went well, but it capped off of 5,000. How come it didn't go into 10,000 plus? And then you can become more engaging. Okay, was it too long? Was it a little too short? Is there a way that I can make it seem more personal, right? And really you can play around with it. And then, yeah, so if you really want to get into like the big views with, 1 million plus, this is where you have to have the 40% engagement, right? 100 or 200% playthrough. So, all of the people watch them either once or twice all the way through, right? And a content review. So once you get to this level, TikTok will now take a look at your video, and you'll see this happen where, somebody's video goes viral, but then all of a sudden the video gets deleted. Oh my God, TikTok took my video off. Why? It probably failed the content review. And so again, they scan everything in your videos. They manually go and have somebody, check the video out, make sure that there's nothing offensive in the background, that there's no, content that could be harmful for minors. That language isn't necessarily filtered through or screened through, like in terms of, say, using like I guess curse words. They don't really seem to care about that, but they certainly care about if somebody is talking about something that would be harmful towards a demographic of people, right? So you can't, like, nothing controversial. We don't want to talk about anything controversial or that could be considered something that could be harmful to someone else, because that will instantly get fail the content review. It's not going to happen. But yeah, so you can keep playing around, and you can see, okay, if I'm stuck here, what is it that I have to do a little bit better next time? Because I mean, you really can't lose if even in the lowest of the tiers, you're still getting another 300 to 500 new viewers, right? You can't lose that. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, you're having to pay to boost those posts to a demographic that you think might like it, right? And then is that even going to turn into a solid engagement rate and then convert into sales? Probably not. We're not as easily as with a program that actually finds who would like the stuff, right? Okay, so this is a little more about the first 5 videos. So again, my beautiful friend Summer. So so how her videos do well, right? So she has the auto captions, if you guys can see. She has the engaging hashtags. Her video that was, because her first video had like a couple million, and then it got deleted off because of some of the comments that were on there. So she reposted, still did really well, got over 100,000 views. But her original video did have a trending sound that was going up. And then, and yeah, so it's pretty cool. Again, it's really easy, keep visuals directly to what it is that you're using. Make sure that there's no controversies with any kind of like the brands of the products that you're using. I know within the makeup community, people who were using a specific creator's brand after it came out that this person was, racist and awful and, all that stuff. Those videos then stopped being shown. They stopped being pushed out. So, in most of the types of businesses that we see here, there shouldn't, I wouldn't suspect that there would be any controversial products that you might be using, but just in case, if you see that, your video rate goes way down and there's one specific type of brand that you use for your products in your videos, just look into it, make sure that there's no issues kind of surrounding that sort of stuff. And yeah, so yeah, really, again, TikTok, they favor the consistency. They want to see you post several times a week. They want to make sure that you're still liking content that you like. And they actually added this thing in right now where they're paying people real money to let them know if their recommendations are good for you or not, which is pretty cool. So you get like $5 a day basically to say, yes, the everything on my For You page was awesome, or no, they all sucked. So TikTok is just finding a way to be able to keep people on the platform for even longer, which is crazy, because anyone who knows, as soon as you start going through TikTok, you 3 hours pass and you're like, what the heck just happened? And yeah, so just try and keep everything in your background limited. So say, for example, if I was making a video, I wouldn't be posting with this background here where my wallpaper is coming off. It is, yeah. Like my wallpaper is coming off, so they'd be like, oh yeah, okay, Victoria likes, home renovation, and then IKEA lamps and glam furniture with a mismatching comforter and, pink walls and peacocks, right? Like, and then the algorithm will completely miss what the point of my video is, because they're going to be picking up all that stuff. So when you do make your videos, make sure that you kind of limit what is in the background, limit what is said. So you don't want the TV on in the background talking about politics, for example, because then you're going to get put into the political side of TikTok. So try and keep it as focused as possible to what it is that you're using. Minimize the background noise, use the trending sounds that are within your For You page, within your type of niche, right? And then make sure that you use a ring light and natural light if possible, because that's very, very important. Again, the camera scan, everything that you're doing, like they will see, okay, I don't have makeup. So they'd be like, okay, so she likes all that crazy stuff and she doesn't wear makeup. So let's make sure we match her to that, right? And they'll do the same for your videos. So they do go very, very into detail with that. So you need good lighting so that the algorithm can scan what you're doing. And the other most important part, keep your phone steady, because if it's waving around, they're going to be like, oh no, we don't like this. They're not going to push the content out. So for your first 5 videos, again, I recommend using a different variety of lengths of videos, just so that you can really get that initial playthrough up, right? Because that's going to be a big determination on how well your account will do. Super, super, super important. So, switch it up. If you can do 15 seconds, a 30-second one, 60 seconds, but after your first 5 videos, this is where you got to kind of decide, okay, do I want to post longer videos on my TikTok page, or am I going to stick to under a minute, right? Because again, TikTok is going to find exactly your target audience. So what'll happen is that if say, for example, I was posting 1-minute videos, but then now all of a sudden all my followers only like, under 60-second videos, and I start posting 5 to 10-minute videos, I'm going to lose my whole entire audience, right? So after the first 5, once, TikTok knows exactly what you post, what you like to talk about, you've interacted with people like within your own niche, that's where you can decide, okay, I do want to build all my followers based on, you know, longer videos, if that's what you want to do. Or no, I want the people with a shorter attention span so I can just slip in, you know, my work in between when they're scrolling through. Okay, so how to check a video performance. Now, this is what's really interesting, right? Because TikTok, again, wants to keep people engaged. So when you're making videos on your website or on your TikTok page, we got to be a little bit careful with how we do it, right? So my friend Summer here, for example, she started her TikTok account as making food. And then her videos did really well. But then she started making videos on her pets. Those did even better. So now her videos about food didn't do so good, right? Because now TikTok's like, oh yeah, okay, people like her pets more, so we're going to keep pushing her videos about her pets. Now the thing is that when she went and started posting about a medical condition that she has, that one went viral. So now anytime she posts about, say, food, it doesn't do even nearly as well as when she posts about her medical conditions, right? Now, what's interesting is that they do go and specifically find, like, she has a debilitating nerve disorder. So she's kind of an advocate for it. She likes to talk about it. Like, she had to take, medications that for cancer patients that ruined her hair, so she had to cut it off, and that was the first of the videos that went viral, right? But then here she goes and posts a video about having ADHD and just being silly, right? So we can see here, right, like 26,000 views, 11,000 likes. But why did it get stuck? It got stuck on that tier level because it's not the nerve disorder that TikTok wants her to post about. So how do we bring this back to our businesses? We kind of want to take a look at, okay, what is my content mostly going to be? You know, we can try it out, play around with it in the very beginning to decide what exactly direction we want to go. Because as soon as we start posting, you know, from, okay, I'm going to talk about different type of plants, and, you know, I'm going to educate people on plants, but then we switch over to, okay, landscaping. TikTok's going to see, okay, well, we have two different demographics of people. One likes this, one likes this, only a few like both. They're going to push one or the other, right? They're not going to push both. And you're going to see that your videos will get kind of, I guess, favorited. You'll see what seems to go more. That's TikTok telling you that they want you to post more of that content. So try and keep it within one type of category if you can. And then if you start seeing, okay, I'm going to play around with it, you can test it out and then, you know, go that new direction. I would just recommend, you know, doing a little bit of planning with it. Or again, if you did start with multiple accounts, you can go and post that video on one of the multiple accounts and then see what happens, right? And then you can go from there. So anything successful on TikTok is anything over 200 views. If you're over 200 views, you're already getting shown to new people. You're getting new exposure, a fantastic way. It's very easy to get to 1,000 followers. So you'll be able to link your website to your profile page absolutely in no time. You know, you can go find, the people. Oh yeah, Tracy, I just seen your comment about the thing. That's funny. Yeah, so it's very easy to get 1,000 followers because as soon as you start liking things within your own niche, you know, people will message you. Like, people are so friendly on TikTok. Like, it's not uncommon, you know, to say if we were on Instagram and we've seen somebody with like 1 million followers, it'd be like, oh my God, that's so crazy. But on Facebook or on TikTok, it's completely different. Like, you know, one of the first people that I met had like 350,000 people, and they were like, we instantly became friends. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. She's like, no, it's so easy to get this many followers. And I was like, really? And then I tried it. And yeah, honestly, it's genuinely very easy to make friends, get connections, and talk to people, because it's a very, very interactive community, and it matches you, again, to people that you would like. So you can absolutely use that to your advantage. So here I posted a little bit more about, you know, what you need to do. So you definitely want to check your playthrough rates. If your playthrough rates aren't doing so hot, you know, either try and see if, you know, the content that you were posting, you know, if the sound is right, the logic was right, your storyline was right, everything was good. You know, maybe it was a little too long, switch up the length, or, you know, you just got to play around with those things. And then again, if you want over 1 million, views on your video, it has to be at least a 40% view to like ratio, and the 100 to 200% playthrough. This is definitely easier on shorter length videos. And yeah, so it's just best to take notes on what it was that did go good. So then when you do make your next video, try and mimic the same thing, but make it visually appealing in a slightly different way. And yeah, so again, yeah, TikTok has determined your niche if it starts going directly to the people that are interested in your stuff. I know the first time that I had gone on TikTok live, instantly same day making sales. And you make very good money through doing that, which is awesome. And yeah, oh, that's a very important part. Okay, so you'll be able on a creator account, you'll have this ability to have something called a question and answer. So what'll happen is that your viewers are able to ask you questions. Now, the thing is, with those questions, you have to be careful about answering them because you're going to be asked to do a video response, right? So TikTok, doesn't like too many videos posted per day, right? So if we make video replies to videos that are very kind of narrowly answered, like engaging to a wide, like if they're not, if the specific question isn't good for a wide audience, that video will basically only get shown to that person and a couple people on your followers list. That can hurt your performance on your videos for future posts. So if you're going to do video replies, I would only do it for things if somebody is like, oh, I want to see that again. And then you recreate something cool that did do really well, or something that could, respond back to a large audience, so that it doesn't, hurt the overall performance of your channel in the long run. So a great thing if you were doing, like, somebody asked a question and it was educational, and then, at least you would pull in viewers from the educational sides within your niche towards your channel, which they may stick around and begin to watch your stuff even more. So you just gotta be a little bit careful with that. Okay, so troubleshooting low views in Shadowban. So an unsuccessful video. If you only have one video that has 200, like between 200 and 500 views, and the rest of them are under 100 views, it's probably not doing so good. If you have less than 10% like to view ratio, probably not doing good, right? If your account has, normally gets a ton of views and then all of a sudden the views completely drop off, probably something went wrong and you probably got a shadow ban, right? You can also see it if you post multiple videos and all of them underperform, and you're like, what the heck is going on? Wait 2 weeks, then you can start posting again. So TikTok would have found something in your video, whether it's like actually truthful to what the algorithm picked up or not. What they'll do is that they'll make it so that only a certain percentage of your followers will be able to see it during that time, but they're not going to tell you. You just kind of got to play off your numbers. So if you normally get 10,000 views on your video, and then all of a sudden you're getting like 200, you can be like, it's only my followers that are probably searching for my page. And when you do go into the analytics of each of your videos, it will tell you how the people found you. So if you do see that sudden drop off, continue to be interactive with TikTok. But I wouldn't post any of your best videos during the time when you notice a shadow ban. When it comes to TikTok live, it's a little bit easier because they will tell you why you got banned, and then you can appeal it and you can actually see when that happens, because it just won't let you on TikTok live. But when it comes to a shadow ban on your page, it's a little trickier. You just kind of got to watch your numbers. So what you want to do is that when you do post your videos, and you see the shadow ban happen, go check your last decently viewed video. See if there's anything in there that could be misconstrued by like a supercomputer, and if there's that, it could mix something up in your video with something else, right? So was it like a joke that went wrong, or was there something related to the sound that was used, or was your background noise really murky, or was there TV on in the background that said something controversial? Like any of those little things. Like, was there were you around a campfire but it looked too smoky, so then TikTok the computer might think you're smoking, right? Or was there cups in your house? Did your apple juice in a cup look like beer, right? You can look for those little things, and you can try and figure out what it is that went wrong. So TikTok doesn't like it necessarily if you delete videos, but if it's something that would appear to go against their community guidelines, then I think it's pretty safe to say that you can delete it. But you know, it could also be things like, you know, the steadiness of the camera. If something got all blurry and they thought, you know, maybe your hand looked too much like bare skin of something that was inappropriate. Like it could be any of the smallest things. So if you check your videos where the lighting's good, the sound is good, the steadiness of the camera was good, you know, was the sound good, and your videos just dropped off, you know, delete the last video that might have anything with anything controversial. Wait the 2 weeks, you know, try midpoint, halfway through, see if it goes through. And then in the meantime, while this stuff is going on, go into one of the other accounts that you have. You can start posting there. You know, if your account still has the availability to go on TikTok Live, you can go on TikTok Live during that time, and then just kind of stay away from posting videos until it gets better. So this is actually my my poor friend Jared. That's what happened to his account. He posted videos about like conspiracy theories and things like that, right? And I guess he got striked for copyright because he didn't put enough commentary into his video of what he was using. So his videos instantly got completely shut down. But now this is an interesting thing. The screenshots I took here was when he deleted that account, and then he created a new one on the same device. Now, this is why I recommend people use a VPN, because he didn't use a VPN for that stuff. So TikTok thought he was the same person, same internet, and then his new account, you know, wasn't doing good at all. He had to use a VPN and use his wife's device to be able to start getting his views back up into the 200,000 plus range, right? And so once he did start making content again, it was very easy for him to you know, get back up to that many viewers, right? Because that's how specific the algorithm is. You just play around with how things are viewed, and you'll know what does good within your niche and what doesn't do good. And you just keep continuing doing more of it. So even if your account does get blown up, it's not that big of a deal. We don't have to be too upset about it. It's very easy to get back up there. Now, would I use, if your account does for some reason does get banned, like banned, I wouldn't repost content that was used on other accounts that were banned. I would make full new content, but just kind of follow the outline of what you were doing in other videos and then put that towards new videos. Because I don't know if TikTok stores what they kind of search to see, but it just seems like if you repost old content on other websites and then onto TikTok, the videos will never perform good. And then same thing if you post old content back onto TikTok, doesn't do so great. And yeah, so if you're feeling confused, if you did break any guidelines or not, what you can do is when you're in the app, you can go to settings, you can go to about, and you'll see something called community guidelines. It'll open you up in something called the creator portal. What's nice is that if you know, we've done, this is the second part of this presentation, but if anything that you forgot anything that I said, this like the creator portal literally tells you what TikTok is looking for in order to have a successful video. They go step by step by step, telling you what they want to see. They're like, hey, if you want a video to do well, do these things. They literally tell you. So what's really nice is that in the community guidelines, it'll also tell you, you know, what you can say, can't say. You know, if you have any questions about your visuals or audio, anything like that, you can check in there to see if, you know, anything that they recommend that, you know, they're telling you that they're going to push out. If you've done all of that in your video, what's nice is that with TikTok, you can actually reach out to them. They're very easy to talk to. Like, you know, I normally get a response in like a day or two. And then yeah, they'll tell you exactly what you need to know about whatever it is that you have. So yeah, delete anything that may break the guidelines. You know, try out a different style of, you know, video or like a new approach to whatever it is that you're making, and you know, keep going, play around with it. And then if your account continually underperforms, delete the account, hop onto one of the new ones that you have. And then if you don't have a backup account, just, you know, to start a new one, and then just spend a little extra time, you know, liking videos and stuff so that TikTok can get to know you, and then, you know, repeat the process. Okay, so TikTok Live. So after you get to 1,000 followers, this is what TikTok Live looks like. Well, it looks slightly different. They did an update literally like 2 days ago, but so it's the easiest way to get customers involved and engaged in your services, because if you're already at home doing, you know, whatever it is that you're making or creating, or if you're in the middle of your workday, you can just get on TikTok Live. And what's nice is that people can actually send you gifts and money just for hanging out with them, and they do. It's very odd. I mean, I've seen people literally make a living from, you know, like scooping rice into into cups and stuff. They'd be like, oh, send this gift and you get like a bigger type of scoop. And they make a whole living, like literally just sitting there, like scooping scooping rice into stuff. I've seen people make a living from picking eggshells off of eggs. Like, you know, it's just, it's really funny how they do that. So say for Carmen, if Carmen's still here, you know, stocking your fridge, right? Or when you're, you know, making food or putting together different little crafts, or if you're doing any illustrations or drawings, like depending on what you do within your business. All of that, you can go on TikTok live for all of that, and you're directly connected to your audience. So you can ask them, hey, what would you like to see? You know, what kind of stuff do you guys struggle with? You know, really get to know who your audience is, and they're always going to be more likely to buy from you because they're getting to know you, right? They're seeing that you care, like, and you know, the amount of exposure that you get while on TikTok live, you have a ton of people that are scrolling through at all times, and you can directly, you know, get their attention. You know, for Tracy, for landscapes, especially if you're outside already gardening, that's perfect, because if you're already doing it, just toss your TikTok live on, and then, you know, show people how to do stuff. They'll ask you questions, you can be interactive with them, and then as soon as you have that, they're gonna be like, oh wow, what does Tracy sell? You know, it's a really easy way to do it. And it's the same thing with Brenda. Like anytime if you're making music or sitting down, or you want to, you know, teach people about you know, you're like the spiritual nature of everything that you're doing, right? Like people will sit there and they'll want to be able to hear everything that you have to talk about, which is really, really, really nice. So there's a thing called the ranking. So if you get to a certain level of gifts, then you get put in the what's called like the top 99 of TikTok, and your name will be basically advertised for a whole entire week. What most people do is they wait until the day that the TikTok live will be reset, and then that's when they'll do their TikTok lives, and they'll be like, hey followers, I'm going on at this time, so that everyone comes, so that your name, you know, for a while anyways, will be on the top of that top 99 list, because that makes TikTok push it out even further and further. You do have the option to do a live events calendar. So if your business is, say, not as often, where you can just, you know, turn it on while you're, you know, doing your work, you can create live events, which is really great, to say, hey, I'm going to be on at this time. So within my type of community, I've seen people do this for crystal sales. So if you have any kind of physical products that you want to sell, this is a great way to do it. You could be like, hey, I'm doing a live, you know, craft sale, or, you know, a crystal sale, whatever, at this time on this day, you know, please come. And then, so you have the option of charging people to get into whatever event. So if, you know, you do community speaking or you teach stuff and you want to sell through there, you can, but just keep note that TikTok does take off money for taxes for anything that goes through them. So I recommend doing it through your own website, because then you pay less fees and all that good stuff, but it is an option anyhow. And you do have the option to filter keywords. If, you know, there's certain things that you don't want associated with your account, you can definitely put those up there. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. Easy way to make money for doing what you're already doing. Okay, and then quickly, so this is what we got for business accounts. So one of the interesting things, so when you're a creator on this website, so this could be like, you know, any of us that do creator accounts, once you get to like 100,000 followers, you can be eligible to become a part of this. So what the creator marketplace is that, you know, companies like who have business accounts can go on to this thing and see, okay, yeah, this person has, you know, 44 million followers. This is how many average views they get. This is their demographic. This is all their stuff. Yes, my product would do really well if this guy promotes it. You can go into the creator marketplace, find exactly who it is that you want to work with, and then you can go and you send them a message, and then you guys can create a business partnership with them so that they can promote your project. What's really nice is that it's almost easier, from at least any friends that I know personally that have had business accounts, for them to actually just straight out reach out to a creator, like via like the DMs, like the direct messages, to be like, hey, this is my type of product, can I send you one for free? And then if the person uses it, then they'll pay for a Spark ad to boost it up. But this is what I could the pictures of it that I found. I didn't go myself to take these pictures. I linked the person who wrote it in the bottom corner here. But yeah, so it just basically talks about the core metrics of, you know, what their engagement rate is, you know, how much people watch their videos, view time, you know, the demographics of their audience, you know, where they're from, like in different parts of the world, kind of all that stuff. So again, this is why I would say it's like a business account is better for if you were doing an international audience, because then you can more specifically target different places by using creators in like that, say somebody in this case, like let's pick I don't know, where's that? Is that Brazil? I think somebody in Brazil, if somebody from Brazil was going to buy something from America, they might be like, oops, I don't know what happened there. Okay, there. So somebody from Brazil might be like, do I trust, you know, buying something from America? But if they see one of their favorite TikTok creators using this product, they're going to be more likely to want to buy it, right? It's going to seem safer. So this type of stuff is perfect if you want to branch into international markets or see who the biggest influencers are in other countries and what they're doing. So there's a few different types of ads. You know, again, if you have a large business, it's perfect for that. You know, if it's a business where branding is the #1 goal, you know, TikTok business is perfect for that. If you're looking to, you know, launch into international, it's perfect. And yeah, so there's different types of video ads. And then again, the Spark ads where somebody else uses your product and then you pay to boost it. And then, you know, you get sales kind of back that way. So there are a few different ad options that come out when you do work with a TikTok sales representative. So this is where you'll see something like branded hashtag challenges. So I do believe that's actually on the next slide, but more or less a company will pay big dollars to be like, hey, we want our own personal hashtag and all of the videos that people tag under this are going to be associated with our business. The example that's on the next page is for BIC. But I mean, are they a lighter company or a pencil company? Do they do both? I don't know. Whatever. I think it's a lighter company. But either way, you know, if people are using these hashtags, are they doing it because they just want their videos to be seen, or are they actually going to be engaged in your product? It's kind of hard to tell, right? So again, I really only recommend this for people who have the money to, you know, blow on trying to do that, because eventually, I mean, sure, you're going to get a lot of sales from it, but is it going to be the most cost-effective way? Spark ads would definitely be way more cost-effective. So top view ads, same thing. It'll be if you open TikTok and an advertisement is the very first thing that you see on TikTok, you just know that that company spent big dollars to have that thing seen, because it does pause on that ad for a couple of seconds before you can scroll. So you are more likely to have the person go and look. And then the other option that you have for, you know, big dollar spends are the branded stickers or filters. So if you want to, you know, attach your business to, you know, some kind of, you know, well, I guess filter, right? And then have people use it, your brand can then be associated with that filter. But will people see it? I don't know. Myself, I wouldn't want to spend the budget to find out. So, but it's good for people who can. Oh yeah, here's a perfect example. So in the bottom left, we can see the Pass the BIC. So that's a branded hashtag challenge. You'll find people, those will be like the most trending, you know, hashtags for that week. You'll see it pretty much on every video that pops up, you know, through your feed. And yeah, I generally only see, like, you know, really big companies like Walmart or, you know, things like that do those. But yeah, so when it comes to like in-feed video ads, you can have them between 5 and 60 seconds. And then, so it'll show you the video, the brand name, you know, whatever the ad text is, and then it'll have a shop now button, which is very handy. So, you know, say you do sell physical products, it's perfect for you to make a little video and then have the shop now so that they can do it. I see this very commonly with drop shippers, because it just seems to work really well, especially if you do make it a video where it looks like somebody's using the product. So it's an ad without it actually seeming like an ad. You know, any advertisements on TikTok that will do well, it'll be real people interacting with products and really show the usefulness of that product in people's lives. It's definitely a non-traditional type of way to connect with your audience. Yeah. Oh, that's a pretty song. Yeah, so here's about Spark ads. So what's interesting about the Spark ads, again, this is when a creator uses a product. So it'll be like, oh, Amazon made me buy it. You know, look at this awesome dish rack in the sink. Like, you know, it makes my life so much easier, blah, blah, blah. But what's happening is that the company that actually made that dish rack is paying that person to boost that advertisement up. So if you even make videos like, you know, with your company and you use other branded products, but you talk about the products just a little bit, like just enough within those, you then can reach out to that company being like, hey, look, my video got this many views. Do you want to, you know, boost it as a Spark ad? You know, these places, they will always answer back. I don't think I've ever come to a point where I've messaged a company and they haven't answered back. So never hurts to ask. You might as well try, right? So if you want your product to be pushed out, this is the same thing where you're gonna like say send your product out to whatever influencer, you know, hope that they'll use it, and then if they do, you can boost it, and then people can buy it right off the ad, which is wonderful. So again, same thing, ads, keep them lighthearted, natural, and as real life as possible. Like you want to see people actually use and engage in the products, because you know, people on TikTok don't like the idea of, you know, say going on Facebook and seeing, awesome, thank you, we're actually almost done, I think I got one more slide after this one. So you know, it's they like TikTok users don't want to see ads be shoved down their face, like shoved down their throat. They want people to be engaging. So the best thing that you can do is actually offer some kind of education with what you're doing, so that they want more, so that they're more interested to come see what you're posting out, or them seeing, you know, you use your actual product or build it or put it together. And, you know, again, you can add in TikTok live. Or, you know, if you have a business account, you can pay to have those sent out, because they're more likely gonna, you know, do really, really well. And yeah, so we talked, yeah, I'd say we talked enough about the branded hashtag, top view, all those ones. So there we go. Okay, let's look at the ad spend comparison. Now, this is what I think is really, really awesome. So if you do decide that, you know, you do want to have a business account and you want to make advertising and all this, this is what I found really, really interesting, because every single, you know, study that I could find, and, you know, they all said a very similar thing. I just picked this one because it was the most informative for me to actually look through to be like, okay, yeah, is it really like this good? But yeah, it genuinely is. What's crazy is that what's nice is that I guess TikTok has something called automated ad optimization. So you give TikTok like whatever text you want, your pictures, your videos, and they make the ads for you, and they keep sending it out. And then eventually they'll narrow down exactly who's interacting with that ad and who's more likely to buy it. Right. So what happens is that with TikTok, okay, so while the impressions are much higher, right, the click-through rate is higher. The cost per, or the click-through rate is a little bit lower, just because it starts with so many impressions until it narrows down. Is that what turns out to happen is that the cost per click is extremely low compared to something like Facebook or Instagram, right? So in this case, when Jungle Top Media, they had done it, they had found that TikTok charged only 19 cents per click, and they spent $20,000 in general. So it cost them $1.82 for every 1,000 people to you know, go through their stuff. And then on Facebook or Instagram, for example, it went to way less people, but it cost them $31,000, significantly more, at almost 50 cents cost per click, right? So while Facebook seemed to have targeted a little better originally, right, they had more people click, it cost significantly more, and the cost per million, or like the cost per mil, which is like the 1,000, is almost $7 as compared to like $1.82 for TikTok. And the only difference being is that TikTok starts as a broad thing, tries out all these different advertisements, and then focuses down. So if you go do the same thing on TikTok, or sorry, on Facebook or Instagram, what's nerve-wracking is that if the campaign wasn't doing well, I don't even know if Facebook or Instagram has the option to switch it up in between, or if you have to stop doing, you know, whatever you were putting out, and then create a new campaign and then put out another one. Where TikTok, they'll keep trying until they find out exactly who wants it, and then they'll give it to them, and it costs a ton less. Why is it? Could be because I think companies are now just starting to pick up. You know, it's a newer thing where companies are actually saying, hey, wow, there's a lot of people on this thing. 90% of people use this thing more than once. Average people use it 38 to 55 times a day. Maybe we should start advertising. It still costs low. So yeah, so if you did want to spend, most people that I had found over the course of looking at different things, whatever they put in, they made almost 3 times as much. So if you're going to spend, if you have a couple thousand to spend on advertising, you put $3,000 into it, you'll get well over $10,000, at least from any person that I've ever seen done this, because it does make your ads for you. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. And then that's what I got. So thank you everyone for coming. And, if anyone has any questions, I did change my email account here. I'll put it in the chat, but and yeah, I'm more than happy to, answer any questions and any of that good stuff.
All right, so I don't see any questions in the chat. Like I said, if anybody wants to unmute themselves and ask a question, they're more than welcome to. We have time for probably 1 or 2 questions before the next webinar starts.
Awesome.
So I don't see anything coming in, so
Yeah,
I will just, well, thank you so much, Victoria, for this wonderful, wonderful presentation. Again, if anybody missed the first part, I've just put the link to it in the chat. As well, if you've missed any other webinars, feel free to send us an email at communications@paro.ca and we can send you the link to any of the previous webinars. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming. And thank you again, Victoria. We will be starting the Paros Circle Discovery presentation webinar in a couple minutes. And feel free to stick around for that as well.
Awesome. Thanks, friends. Yeah, and then I left my contact info in the chat. So if anyone, wants any one-on-one, just feel free to shoot me an email. We'll make a time. I love helping people out. So that's good.